Hello, everybody. It's Jen here. I wanted to do a little video to speak about the magic that has been coming up for me and the transformation that I can feel coming and brewing. It's not here yet, it's not ready to be fully birthed yet. I sense that it will be in the new year, in the beginning of 2025, when it is truly ready to be launched and to be birthed into the world with my phoenix behind me. But I kind of wanted to speak to the journey without going into details about what it is and what's coming and what I sense is actually going to be birth, the transformation is taking place. I just want to talk about the process and how unsettling it is. So, for a little bit of context, I have recently been feeling into my business, my purpose, my life. Who am I? What am I doing? Just a normal Tuesday, But what these conversations end up bringing up, and these inner dialogues and these sort of wondering and discovering and things, it brings up all these big questions. So when it gets to that point, when you start to feel like that, when you really start to sort of think, okay, I've got it all sorted, I know who I am and I know what I'm doing, and then something comes up into your awareness to make you question everything, it can be really jarring and really unsettling. And that's where I've been at. That's kind of where I'm at right now. And this feeling of instability, of the shaky foundations, of everything crumbling away. In tarot, you'd maybe call it the tower moment. It's the shadow work and the crumbling of everything, like the phoenix in the ashes, where everything falls away and you completely rebirth into something completely new. And it's really, really scary. And I was aware of feels like ego, the ego feeling really comfortable where she was at, feeling really safe, like, yes, I've got it, I know what it is, I know what's happening, I know who I am and what I'm offering to the world. I've got a brand and a business, and I've got leaflets made, and I know what's happening. And then it gets to the point where you have these thoughts and go, oh, okay, I don't know. And I do know, but it's evolving. So that piece from evolving from something that, creative rebellion, like, yeah, that makes perfect sense, that's such a brand, that's such a movement, that's something I can really get behind. But actually there's been this feeling of something not quite sitting right, not quite aligning. And I've sat with it. I've been a creative rebel for 3 and a bit years, from when my business evolved from a photography studio. In 2019, I gave up the studio, and then I clung on to photography for a little bit, for a few years, even though I could feel that it was leaving. And then in the last year or so, I have really truly put the camera down and said, yeah, that's not what I'm doing. I've still got a few outstanding shoots to do, and I'm helping people with learning photography. Yeah, fine. But I'm not out. I don't have that fire and passion to go out and make it happen like I did for the 10 years before that. It was that evolution of me, my business, my things that light me up. And so, yeah, Creative Rebellion was born maybe only this year. It was Creative Rebel, yes, a rebellion. The idea of this, something you could get behind, was born probably this year, as I say. And I literally love it, and I was straight in as soon as the idea came, and I had conversations, and it was like, oh yeah, it could be this. I'm like, oh, okay, yes, I feel that fire in my belly, absolutely, that's it. And it flows so easily. The ideas flow, the visuals flow, the idea of a logo flows, like all of it. It was just so easy. And that for me is how I know I'm in alignment. When it flows easily, it feels good, I pick up that fire and go and run with it, just go, yes, okay. And so the thing that's coming to me over the last week or so, and it's literally only been a week, is a new fire, is a new passion, is a new thing of excitement. But this time what it's brought up for me is the fear of evolving, of letting everything else go, of change, of growth, of old stories, I don't know, that you failed, or people will be confused, or whatever. But ultimately it is evolution. That is what it is. Like, we are all constantly changing, constantly evolving. There's no surprise that I've got a podcast called The Inconsistency Club, because I think the minute we try and be consistent with something, it all changes. And one of the things I've learned about myself as well in the last couple of weeks, looking deep into my human design and my astrology, one of the things that I read was quite literally, I am here for change. I am here to initiate change, to go through change, and to share from my lived experiences. So I'm like, fine, okay, let's go. What are we doing then? And so it actually described it as well as the rug being pulled from underneath you. Just as you think you've got it, the rug will be pulled from underneath you and it'll be something else. I was like, yeah, don't I know it? So that's where I'm at. The rug has been pulled. This idea has come in, this aha, this like, hey, ever thought about this? And like in my mind, and then you go, okay, yeah, that really sparks something that feels amazing, that feels so powerful, that feels like the next step, that feels like something I could really get behind, and it absolutely makes sense and feels completely aligned. So yeah, cool, let's go for it. And then in the process of going for it, for creating, for allowing the vision to be, then you have to look at all the other stuff and let stuff go and grieve things that you thought it would be, or ideas that you had, and just think, well, maybe they won't fit in this new evolved state, in this new evolved business in my case. And it's a lot. It really is a lot. But I'm here to share my experiences and to teach from experiences. And that is one thing that I really truly know, that is what I'm here to do. And so having these experiences myself of going through the evolvement process, going through the completely burning everything to the ground, the tower moments, the phoenix rising from the ashes moments, where the caterpillar in the chrysalis, where you just turn to complete mulch. I've been through that many times, and this won't be the last time. But the evolvement of it, of the journey of holding myself with so much love and compassion in those times of the void, of the stillness, of the cocoon, the chrysalis, of the ash, holding myself through all of those moments and knowing that every time I change and evolve and grow and move and rise, that I'm getting closer and closer to who I'm meant to be, what I'm meant to be here to share. And that changes, it does change. Again, if I'm here to share from my experiences, then of course, as I experience things, there's going to be more I want to share. There's going to be more that I want to evolve. So yeah, it feels very exciting. I'm sitting here today. I've got my visuals either side of my picture of the card that came out. So I still want to make my oracle cards. I still want to do pretty much everything I've always done. It just feels like the name and the brand is going to change so that I energetically can be really clear on what it is that I bring to the table and what it is that I'm offering. Sorry, my screen went off then. What it is I bring to the table, what it is I'm offering. And then I am able to speak it, express it, live it. Yeah, like I can really embody it. And then as a result of that, it means that you guys will know too. You'll know where you stand with me, what I can actually bring you, because I was becoming aware of, oh, well, I do a bit of this, a bit of that, I can do this, I can do that, I can go over here, I can go over there, and that feels really complicated. I was recently given the title of Chaos Queen, and I was like, oh, I mean, I absolutely thrive in chaos, like that is definitely something that I can do, but maybe that's not the most evolved grown-up place to live from. You know, I'm calling in stability, security, those solid foundations to live my life, to look after me and my daughter, to provide for us. You know, I really have been working so hard this year with moving house at the beginning of the year and being in this new home, which is beautiful, and it's really required me to step up and to rise up to the challenge. And so yeah, I'm sensing that the Chaos Queen might need to be dethroned a little bit for a more stable version, and then that will help you guys understand what I can actually help you with, you know, without any confusion. And don't get me wrong, I get it that people are here for all of it, and chaos is a little bit of me, and chaos is the creation energy. So to me, creativity is chaos, because that is everything that it's birthed from, that these ideas are birthed from. So I'm not going to completely get rid of it, but I definitely sense the needing to be a little bit more stable, like hone it in a little bit, you know? So yeah, I think I have mysteriously waffled on enough about and hinted enough about what it is that might be happening, and I'm gonna trust that I can leave it there. But I just want you to know that if you're in that spot yourself, if you're in that everything falling away that you thought you knew, everything that you know you were working towards or aiming towards or anything along those lines, and you are feeling completely lost, completely in the void, in that liminal space in between, if you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed and anxious and worried, I just want you to know that you honestly are not alone. Like truly, it's really hard being in that space. It's incredibly difficult to go through transformation. But out the other side, it is peace. Like I can just feel the weight coming off me. I can feel my heart settling into that feeling of, okay, yeah, we're here a minute, like I've been through it, I'm rising up out of this experience and I feel free now. And so yeah, just know that through every transformation, through every growth, through every experience that we feel those challenges, there is a brighter side on the other side. Even if you cannot feel it, it is there. And it could be a long period, it could be a really long period where you're in that dark. It really does happen that way at times. But just know that you're always looked after, you're always loved. There are people there in the world that are there for you. I'm one of them. So I know that sometimes people, you know, you don't have a good support network, you don't have people around you that get it. It's really, really tough. And so I just want you to know that I see you and I'm here experiencing it so that I can share, so that I can tell you that it does get better. So yeah, just sending you loads of love, and if there's any way I can help, if you need anything, then please reach out. And yeah, let's do it. let's rise up, shall we, from these ashes. Let's bust out of our cocoons and come into the next stage of growth and rebirth and freedom. How exciting. I look forward to sharing with you fully the whole thing, probably in January, because I'm being a good girl and not just rushing into it, because I have a habit of doing that, and I get in the guidance that just sit with it and allow it to naturally just build. But I am going to sneakily share this because I'm still a bit of a rebel, right? Big love, everyone.